I have to admit, I haven't done that first part in a while where I just leave the overlay on. Regardless, welcome back to the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. You are watching Daily Dive. It is Monday, March the 17th, 2025. I am your host, Michael Carvelis in Guyton, Georgia. We are live on 12 on Sports via YouTube, Roku, and Fire TV. Subscribe to the 12 on Sports channel on YouTube for other great shows and live sports. On today's awesome show, game recaps. I'm going to react to the Week 16 slate, and boy, was it a beauty, especially with most of them being blowouts, but there were some major awesome performances by a lot of teams and players. Better than expected. Christian Bianco has me suddenly thinking the Warriors might be good, but how good are they? I'll tell you. And 3 stars of the weekend, the best winning performances from individuals this weekend. Without further ado, it is now time to get into what we are brought to you by, which is tickets.12onsports.com. That's tickets.numbers12letters.ozsports.com. Get your National Lacrosse League tickets for less by going to that website. That website includes every sport, not just the NLL, and all your favorite artist concerts, not to mention Broadway and theater. Tickets.12onsports.com. Now it's time to get into game recaps for week number 16, and boy, was it a beauty of a week. You'll see the score scrolling down below. The first game I'm going to get to is just going to be a brief one because I'm going to talk about this game specifically in the next segment, but the Vancouver Warriors beat the Toronto Rock 13-8 in front of 9,990 people. Vancouver led 9-2 in the third quarter. Keegan Ball had 4 goals, also 4 primary assists. And Christian Bianco made 38 saves, also had an assist to push the point total over half a point, which means that was one of many reasons why I went 4-0 on best bets, but no big deal. Basically, Toronto Rock fall to 4-9. The Vancouver Warriors improved to 6-7. Next game I'm going to get to is the first one that happened this weekend. It was the first one on Friday. Saskatchewan Rush taking on the Halifax Thunderbirds, or should I say the Thunderbirds welcoming the Rush to their barn so they can spank the hell out of them. So here's the thing. In front of 10,595 people, Halifax led this game against the Rush 10-2 mid-second quarter. Thomas Kajzik and Frank Giuliano played goalie musical chairs. It was so bad. Jake Withers looked incredible with 17 face-off wins against Jake Naso. It was a battle of the Jakes, who were probably 2 of the best face-off men in the NLL. Mike Robinson, the rookie for the Thunderbirds, had 3 goals and 4 assists, including 3 primary. Clark Peterson, a hat trick and 6 assists, and all of those were primary for Clark Peterson. Robert Church, in his game back, had 1 goal on 16 shots, also had 6 turnovers. Rush fall to 10-4. Thunderbirds improved to 8-5. And the Thunderbirds, I believe, how many wins in a row is this for them? I have to check it. I think they lost last week, but boy, they've been impressive the last quite a few weeks, so they obviously are going to have a lot going for them on my power rankings, most likely. Colorado Mammoth took on the Philadelphia Wings on Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern in front of 7,242 people. Colorado led this game 6-2 early in the third quarter, and then it was tied 8-8 in the fourth, and it was neutral for a while, and then, Nick Damuth, you just can't let this happen. Ryan Lee, on a shot that was expiring, the shot clock was expiring, he threw up a prayer, and it went by Nick Damuth. Okay, no big deal. 9-8, brush it off, Colorado leads. Then a minute later, Ryan Lee took a shot where it's I don't know about that one. So Colorado Mammoth won. Those were two of the 4 goals that Ryan Lee scored. Also had 10 loose balls, by the way. In a game that, by the way, does not feature Zed Williams or Eli McLaughlin. Mitch Jones had 1 goal. Jarvis Gutierrez had a hat trick with 4 primary assists. Brandon O'Neill had 2 goals on 13 shots. But Mammoth improved to 8-5, and the Wings fall to 5-8. The Wings have now lost this many. They've lost 6 in a row. It's hard to believe this team is 5-2 at one point, but that's where we're all. There we go. Pat Gregoire clarified. Halifax has won 6 of their last 7. Obviously, they lost last week. But yeah, they've been on a scorcher. I knew Pat would know that. Right. But now, I'm just saying, a tough look for the Wings when you crawl all the way back. I know Nick Demuth only allowed 10 goals, but those last, especially that 9th goal was just a back, like, against the shot clock. That one you just can't let in. The other one, I okay, sure, good shot by Ryan Lee. The go-ahead goal was just, man, that kind of stung a little bit. But again, the Wings have to score more than 8 goals, and Mammoth were able to get a very big win in a game again without Zed or McLaughlin, which is probably that way for the foreseeable future, if not the long term this season. Saturday at 3, I think it was like 3 o'clock. Yeah, 3 o'clock. The Rochester Nighthawks walked into Ottawa and led 14-4 at the half in front of 5,593 people. How good was Connor Fields in this game? Well, he had 5 goals, 5 assists, including 4 primary. I don't usually like this stat, but when you take 20 shots and 19 of them are on target, which is like shots on goal, that's when I like shots on goal. I don't like hearing he took 16 shots on goal, like 7 of them were off target and only scored like 2 goals. Like, when you have 5 goals and 19 of your 20 shots are on goal, Connor Fields was on a ballistic heater. Rylan Hartley low-key made 49 saves, even though he was outdone by his offense, who dropped 18 goals. Jeff T, this is a crazy stat line I just want to mention because I'm always a Jeff T turnover guy. Jeff T had 2 goals, 4 assists, 10 loose balls, 2 caused turnovers. Jeff T had 0 turnovers. That is, I don't think people know how rare that is for any star, but how rare it is for Jeff T since I've been watching this league. I feel like it was his rookie year that I first started this thing. Jeff T had no turnovers, so he wasn't the reason they lost. It was that their offense sucks. And I keep saying, Riley O'Connor's nice, Connor Keenan's nice, friend of the show. All these guys are nice, but like nobody's close to Jeff T. Like, I know, I'm not asking for a Josh Byrne or a Dane Dobie. I'm asking for somebody like Jacob Dunbar has a nice little story this year, but he's nowhere near the compliment that Jeff T needs, man. And that's why it's frustrating sometimes, but monster win for the Nighthawks, who now have a winning record. I know Rochester's only got like 2 or 3 games left in their season. Rochester's now 8-7. They've won 4 straight. Ottawa falls to 5-7. They've now lost 3 straight. Last 3 games, the first 2 were on Saturday, by the way. The Albany Firewolves, listen, another game where I'm like, okay, Georgia Swarm, they're going to win this game. No, didn't happen. Albany led this game with 10-7 with 5 minutes left. And once again, they allowed a comeback because within the final minutes, we were tied up. Lyle Thompson scored his first 2 goals of the game to bring the Swarm within 1. Then they scored again. And then it was all up to Dyson Williams, who had a game-winning goal with like 40 seconds left. One of his 2 goals on the game. Doug Stevenson made 44 saves. Just this was supposed to be a game where like the Swarm are kind of at home because they're from the Thompson brothers from the Albany area. No, didn't happen. Swarm fell to 7-6. Firewolves are now 5-9. They've got 4 games left to try to get to 500, and there's a sneaky, very, very low chance they make the playoffs. But it once again goes back to my point earlier this season. Losing to Las Vegas and losing to other crappy teams, that's why Albany's at 5-9, and they have to win out or they're not making the playoffs. And even if they win out, they still might not make it because you lost to crappy teams or like that. That matters, and that's why I was so annoyed with them early on in the season. The final game on Saturday, I called this one under 25.5. Listen, the game was 10-9 2 weeks ago when the Bandits led in Buffalo. And I told you guys this was going to be a slugfest and just a flat-out physical playoff atmosphere type game. It was just that. Buffalo won this game 11-6 in Calgary. Josh Byrne only had 3 goals and 3 assists. Dane Smith only had 4 assists, 3 of which were primary. He took 13 shots. Also had 7 turnovers, by the way. Paul Dawson, on full disclosure, is going to take away a 3 Stars award from... That's true, Pat. We called the under of this game. What a easy under that was, by the way. Part of my 4-0 best bets week. And Pat, did you go 4-0? Okay, I'm just checking. Anyways, no. Paul Dawson, I believe Adam Levy tweeted this. 7 block shots is like the second most block shots in a game ever. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's what he said. Paul Dawson, listen, Matt Vince made 44 saves. Congrats. Nick Rose also had a really good game, allowing only 11 goals. But, Paul Dawson's 7 block shots, that's amazing. Curtis Dixon did have 5 assists, took 13 shots. Again, this game was up to the defense of the Bandits, led by Paul Dawson and saved by Matt Vince, obviously behind him. Face-offs matter, folks like myself. Justin Inacio dog-walked Connor Farrell 15-6 in the face-off, so that's not bad. Bandits improved to 10-2. They now have a comfortable. They now have a two-game advantage in the loss column on the Rush. So all those Rush fans who didn't understand how the standings worked, and to be fair, when the NLL and social media post this win streak, I get it. That's why fans were confused, because it's not a great... Their social media department sucks sometimes in the NLL. But I do like that the Bandits now have separated themselves by at least, like I said, 2 games in the loss column, so that's good for them. Roughnecks fall to 7-7, but they look very good. And finally, Sunday, what a beatdown and what a highlight reel this game put on. Sunday, 4:30. This was yesterday, of course. Seals... Listen, this is why people like myself wonder, is Joe Tsai paying the Seals to lose against Vegas? Because it feels like the next time these 2 teams play, Seals beat their living daylights out. Why is it the first game these teams play, Las Vegas seems to win? It makes no sense to me. Because they won 20-11, and this game was never close. Jack Hanna had 4 goals and 2 highlight reel goals. Tyrell Hammer-Jackson, 1 goal for himself. He actually broke the scoring for the Dogs off a face-off when he was 20 of 35, which means I believe 4 or 5 different Seals tried face-offs. They still have no Trevor Baptiste, but you get it. Rob Hellier and Westberg had a sock trick each, and this game also had 66 penalty minutes, mostly because what's his name? Trent DeChico was under the feathers of under the fur of quite a few Desert Dogs players, and then finally he ended up winning a very boring fight against, I believe, Jackson Webster. So, yeah, Wesley Berg and Rob Hellier both had a sock trick each. Like I said, no big deal for them. And full disclosure, they both did not make the 3 stars, probably because they canceled each other out, but also because, like I said, Paul Dawson had an electric game. All right, that's it for the notes on the game recaps. When we come back to this awesome show, let's talk about Christian Del Bianco and give credit where it's due. Okay? The guy was incredible, so were the Warriors. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, I know you won't.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Dive will be right back.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
America, get back on track with Dust Pod's Performance Stabilizer. When applied to roadways, it kills dust and strengthens the integrity of the road. Easily applied by mixing with water, Dust Pods is the future in polymer stabilization. Call 1-833-DUST-PODS or visit dustpods.com today.
Daily Dive is back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So, I don't know if I just took like 10 seconds to come back there, but for some reason the streaming service we use has been really weird with the countdowns on my end. Regardless, reminder, we have a audio only podcast version of the show. Go to Spotify only and search Daily Dive. And I know some people are like, oh, you don't upload them quite in time. Yeah, but also we encourage you to watch the show the most, but I will admit there are times where I'm like, I got to do better with the upload speeds. I got a few of them in. Got to do some more today after the show. But audio only, drive safe, etc. All right, let's get into this now. How about Christian Del Bianco's performance this weekend? He will make one of my 3 stars, by the way. And not just because I like the guy and think he has an awesome podcast, but because, holy cow. Full disclosure, I came in to this weekend saying, listen, or this previous weekend saying, listen, I think that Aiden Walsh, it's not really, it's fair because Del Bianco's a better goalie and Kurt Malofsky knows who he is, and Del Bianco showed how great he was. It seemed unfair because Aiden Walsh had a very awesome season so far. So when Del Bianco came in, I thought pushing transition was going to be a big key for this team. I feel like their offense would look better, even if not by much. I thought it would look better. Coming into this game, Toronto Rock were, I thought, playing some good lacrosse despite losing, but they were tough against some really good teams. They had just beat the brakes off the Thunderbirds. And then they met Del Bianco, who we knew had stayed ready because he played in the ALL, the Arena Lacrosse League West. Okay, guys, I'm not going to lie. This Warriors team is very scary. And how scary are they, folks? I think they're going to win at least one playoff game now. If and when this team makes the playoffs, I don't know what spark plugged this entire team. I don't know if it was just Del Bianco. Like I said, Aiden Walsh was playing really well. But Christian Del Bianco against a Toronto Rock offense, that was easy. And I know he made it look easy. Again, 48 saves on 56 shots on goal, which is 85, almost 86% save percentage. I told you guys, this is like 78 to 81 is a really good goalie. 85 and up is like, oh my God, the greatest goalie ever. How do you look, man? Again, I cannot express to you how impressed I was with this Vancouver Warriors team. It was sensational what they did. And also, I feel like, in my opinion, like I said before, they are going to win at least one playoff game. I'm not ready to jump on the bandwagon completely, but what I will say is that this team, again, is now all of a sudden very dangerous. When you watch the way this offense was just running, and I mean storming down the field, it was a sight to behold. Christian Bianco was aggressive. Obviously he was ready to play, like had been starving to play. He was aggressive, ready to play, throwing the ball up in transition. Throwing just perfect passes up the floor. Like, this version is what I think is an MVP candidate. Obviously, he's like, was it 15 weeks too late thanks to the Calgary Roughnecks? But, guys, I'm telling you, what he did and the way this team looked was far better than they've looked all season. And, again, all credit to Aiden Walsh for keeping this team afloat. This team is now 6-7. They were 5-7 with Walsh, which, again, is probably better than you could have asked for because no one knew what he was going to do. He played well, but now I'm sure he's not mad sitting behind that. Especially, again, I'm not sure if what he did against Toronto was sustainable. Toronto's a good offense. This guy was an assassin out there. He was a warrior. Unbelievable. I cannot stress enough. I know the Buffalo Bills winning a game against Calgary was an awesome deal. We know Buffalo's awesome. I know the Halifax punking Saskatchewan was awesome. Yes, cool. I also know that Rochester beating up on Ottawa was amazing. This was the best story of the weekend, in my opinion, by far. And that's why it made my Monday segment for what it's worth. But no, just, again, impressive stuff. And I think the Warriors, they might finish the season like 10-8 or 11-7. Like, they are going to be that hot. And in fact, I'm going to check their schedule to finish off the season super quick here. Just because, one, I wasn't prepared, and two, I want to see what they're up against here. The Warriors have to play versus the Swarms. They're at home again. As you guys know, I don't trust Georgia. At Buffalo should be a heck of a game. Versus Albany. At Toronto again. Versus the Wings. I think they go. I'm going to go 4-1. I would not be surprised if they go 5-0. Maybe a little bit, but 4-1. Attainable. Very attainable. Again, unbelievable. At the perfect time, man. And boy, I'm out of adjectives sometimes to describe how good certain players are. Del Bianco just stole our hearts for sure. Thanks for watching this show. Reminder, we have one more segment. Let's get to 3 stars. Where does Del Bianco land? Where does Paul Dawson land? And who is the other star we're talking about here? Don't go anywhere. I know you won't.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Dive will be right back.
You need tickets to that next event? We've got them. That's right, tickets.12ozsports.com. Get you to any sporting event, concert, theater event that you can think of. And the promo code 12OZ or ROME get you an additional discount. Don't feed the massive ticket corporate machine. Go to tickets.12ozsports.com and enjoy the show. America, get back on track with Dust Pod's Performance Stabilizer. When applied to roadways, it kills dust and strengthens the integrity of the road. Easily applied by mixing with water, Dust Pods is the future in polymer stabilization. Call 1-833-DUST-PODS or visit dustpods.com today.
Daily Dive is back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Reminder, when today's awesome show ends and you're getting your tickets for the next National Lacrosse League game, get your tickets for less at tickets.12onsports.com. Tickets.numbers12ozsports.com. You will not regret seeing things live, knowing you got your tickets for a great price. Best winning performances of the weekend. Let's get into it. The first one is going to be the third star, which is Paul Dawson. He joins Graham Hossack as the only 2 defenders to make it this year. 7 blocked shots, 6 loose balls in a game where Buffalo's defense was clamps and locked in. Terrific job for Paul Dawson. I have been offered, and this may never happen, but if it does, it will happen one day, but I'm just not sure how soon. I have been offered to wear goalie gear to watch Curtis Dixon take shots on me. I don't even know if I would like feeling that. 7 block shots with limited padding. Oh my Lord. Congrats to Paul Dawson. Christian Del Bianco made 48 saves. Also had an assist early on in the game. And had 3 loose balls. He was a monster. First game back. First chance at 3 stars. Gets a 2nd star of the weekend. No big deal for CDB. And Connor Fields. Listen, guys, I'm going to be honest. This was a tough decision. Because I had Ryan Lee, who scored 4 goals. I had, where was it at? Oh, yeah, Rob Hellier, who had 6 goals like in the first half against the Desert Dogs. But Connor Fields, in a game where Rochester was only 7-7, they needed to get over the hump. Ottawa was starving, and Rylan Hartley locked it down, and Connor Fields was, again, took 20 shots, 19 of which were on goal, had 5 goals, 5 assists, including 4 primary assists, a cost turnover, 3 loose balls. Guys, 4th time this year Connor Fields has had a 3-star award. It was actually the first time he's been the first star, so that's a big deal. Again, if you're keeping track like I am, hey, 4 times the charm getting the first star of the weekend. So that's awesome for Connor Fields, awesome for the entire Nighthawks crew. Again, I don't know how Mike Hazen does it. They're like the Cincinnati Bengals. Rochester's been starting so slow every season, and they once again pick it up. And again, they play some juggernauts early in the season. Just because we're right here, I'm talking about it. Remember, they lost to Buffalo twice. They played the Rush, who are really good. They lost to the Thunderbirds, lost to the Warriors. I mean, I think Nighthawks have been battle-tested. They're ready to fly. Unbelievable. All right, folks, thanks so much for tuning in to today's show on 12 on Sports. It's been a fun one. I hope you're staying safe during your holiday today. I know in downtown Savannah, they always do some parade. Good for them. Good for them. Reminder to head over to the social media at Daily Dive LAX to check out the awesome content that we put out, including a major winning weekend on bets. Bigo, Leroy / everyone knows him as Bigo, but Leroy came through, went 2-3 on best bets, had a big cover for the Seals. Captain hit, I believe, 2 parlays, including a plus 600. That was awesome. Or 6-1 odds. I went 4-0. I'm now smoking hot. Of course, now we're going to suck this weekend, but you get it. Daily Dive LAX, if you want to see the store, check the link tree in our bios, or go to dailydivelax.creator-spring.com. Support the show. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, on Sports. This has been Daily Dive. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Thanks for watching Daily Dive. See you next time.